Hello guys, welcome back to our channel at Ace Electricals, where we do the demonstration of how to use your appliances effectively and efficiently, review some products, do some simple fault finding that you can do at home, and do the repairing. So in today's episode, one of my oldest client have a glass kettle which is no longer working properly. So we're gonna go step by step, doing our fault finding to check what is wrong with the product. The first thing that we're gonna do is simply just to test the product on the power to see if it comes on or not. Then we're gonna trace what could be wrong with the product. So we're gonna do it step by step up until the end, where we're gonna be actually repairing the product and testing it for the final stage. Stay with me and see step by step how it goes. Right, now we are going to continue. It's a Kambrook glass kettle. It's even broken here. It means the client has been having this kettle for a very long time. It has got a base. What I like about it is that the switch wouldn't hold. You can't put it on if it's not on the stand. It only agrees to be on when it's on the right stand. So now I'm going to continue and test it and see whether it receives the power or not. Then we're gonna do fault finding step by step in trying to find and repair what's wrong with it. It doesn't matter. You see, I'm gonna just test it for a couple of seconds. Even if there's no water, it doesn't matter. So for the first time I put it on the stand, I switched it on, the light came on. I lifted it up and I put it back, and then still it came on. For the third time when I put it on, there was a little bit of blue flashlight that came on, and then it went off. This simply means there's a shortage of power that goes through the switch. So the switch needs to be repaired to make sure that it makes a proper contact. So what happens here is that the kettle, sometimes you put it on, it works properly, and then the other time you try to boil water, it doesn't come on. So that's actually a very simple thing to do. You're just gonna open it, clean the switch, and make sure that the switch makes a clear contact. So that little spark, it shows that there's a shortage of contact within the switch. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna open the switch, clean it up, and make sure that it's aligned properly and it makes a clear contact, so that there won't be any problems in future. Stay with us as we open the product and do the proper fault finding. Right, as we have alluded that we suspect that the problem is with the switch. The switch is not making a proper contact, so therefore the kettle does not get enough power. So there isn't enough power that flows through the switch. So what we're gonna do now, it has 3 screws underneath. We're just gonna unscrew them and remove the bottom cover, and be able to access the switch. bottom cover has been removed, so we are now able to access our switch. So even the switch has got about 3 screws there, but before we unscrew and remove the switch from the kettle, we firstly need to check around if there isn't any cable that got damaged or got bent, or the contact points are damaged. So it's a proper way to do it before you unscrew everything else. So you need to gather some facts and find out if there isn't anything wrong before the actual switch. So my first suspicions is that the switch is not making a proper contact, but sometimes you may find that some of the things around, whether the cables got bent or the points are damaged, so we simply want to diagnose and check what could be wrong there. And then one other thing that I hated actually, is that the element, most glass kettle, the element it's mounted here. It's a permanent mounted, you cannot remove it. So if the element get busted, so there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to throw, even if your kettle still looks new, but if the element is damaged, because it's mounted here, there's nothing you can do. So there's also a diode that you can replace if it's busted. Okay, I just found something that could resolve our problem. So it shows that one point here, it's not, it needs a solder. We need to solder it so that it makes a strong connection. So I suspect this could be the problem, the main thing that causes the kettle not to receive or have the enough power to run properly. So what we're gonna do now is that we're gonna make sure that we make this point or this contact stronger and mount it and solder it so that there's sufficient and enough power flowing through the switch. So it means we are not gonna check the switch now. So we're just gonna focus on the main point, eliminate this, and make sure that there's a proper contact, and then we're gonna test it, of which I think this is the main problem. As we continue, instead of using a soldering iron, I'm just gonna offer some free lessons of other alternatives that you can use. So I'm just gonna use this copper wire to tie that point to make a contact. Mind you, we all know that copper is a good conductor of electricity, so there won't be any effect. So I'm gonna use this copper wire to tie that point. This is why I'm confident that it can last for over 2 years or 3 years. So they won't have any problem. The only problem that I can guarantee with this kettle is that the problem will be something else. It won't be the point that I'm making here. This is an alternative that anybody can use at home if they don't have proper tools like soldering iron. Some of you know, you don't know what a soldering iron is. So you can use a copper wire, be able to tie it that kind of point and make sure that it's properly tied up, and then yeah, you won't have any problems. As we continue, as you can see, we have used a copper wire to tie this point here. It's between the point that goes into the switch and the element. The element goes through here, and then the white one is for the light. So we just now finished tying that knot there with a copper wire. So the next thing now, we're gonna put the cover back, screw it back, and test it properly. Now we want to test it with water to check if it works. So but before I test it with some water, I'm just gonna do 1, 2, 3 times, put it on and lift it up, put it back for 3 times, and see if that blue light still flashes on and off. So now I'm gonna close the cover. Now that our cover is back on, I'm just gonna do the test, those 3 tests, and see. It looks like everything it's okay now. I'm just gonna pour some water here and test it fully to conclude our step-by-step processes to ensure that this kettle actually works. So now we're testing it. It's gonna take probably about 2 minutes. So I'm just gonna let it boil, and then yeah. One of the things that makes it to take longer to switch itself off is the fact that it receives a lot of oxygen or cold air here because it's broken. So one thing that makes the kettle not to kick the switch off quicker is the fact that it's receiving a lot of air, cold air from outside. So if the lid doesn't close properly, you may experience that a lot. So in this case, this one takes longer because it's broken on the mouth here, and then it receives a lot of cold air, so it takes time before it can kick off. So that's all. That was step-by-step processes, trying to get the root cause of what makes this kettle not to work. And then we have seen that one of the points were not properly aligned, so there wasn't enough power that goes through the switch to make the kettle boil water. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode where we were demonstrating step-by-step fault finding on a Kambrook glass kettle. If you need more products, please visit our website. And then if you want to see more of these videos, please subscribe to our channel, like, comment, and share. We'll see you on the next episode. Bye.